Space Marine Dreadnoughts. The ground shakes at the advance of a Space Marine Dreadnought. With its mighty power fist and blazing heavy weapon, this armoured war engine tramples a path of destruction through its foes. A Dreadnought is essentially an armoured sarcophagus, fitted into a huge bipedal chassis and armed with potent weapons of war. Yet it is not simply a mechanical fighting machine. Interred within the Dreadnought shell is an ancient hero of the chapter, a venerated warrior who has suffered mortal wounds. Rather than be allowed to perish, this hero has been recovered from the battlefield and wired into the life-sustaining machineries of the Dreadnought. Thus does the pilot fight on across the ages, in defiance of death. Between battles, he slumbers within his reverently maintained sarcophagus until it is time to be awoken to wrath once more. Aged even by the standards of their interred brothers, venerable dreadnoughts are the most ancient of their kind, their pilots possessing wisdom earned through millennia of war. Ironclad dreadnoughts, meanwhile, are aggressive, heavily armed siege specialists, driven by pilots ever hungry for destruction, whose seismic hammers can bring down even the most monstrous enemy fortifications. Bellowing furious, vox-amplified catechisms of hate, the Space Marine Dreadnought strides toward the foe with its guns spitting death. Small arms fire patters uselessly from the Dreadnought's armoured hull as its terrified victims try to fight back, but their efforts are to no avail. Grinding corpses beneath its armoured tread, the Dreadnought wades into the enemy's midst, firing as it goes. Infantry die in droves, annihilated by the ancient walker's firepower, or smashed aside by its massive hydraulic fist. Heretic war engines are made short work of, torn open, or simply smashed onto their roofs by the Dreadnought's furious blows. Marching in support of its still-living brothers, a single Space Marine Dreadnought serves as both an indomitable warrior and an inspiring example of the chapter's true and undying spirit. Heroes of legend clad in mighty bodies of ceramite and adamantium, the venerable dreadnoughts of the Space Marines are amongst the oldest and most powerful war machines fighting on the battlefields of the 41st millennium. Revered for the wealth of lore and history that resides within their minds, venerable dreadnoughts are also terrifyingly effective warriors, combining the expertise of one of the Adeptus Astartes' most skilled war heroes with the might and weaponry of a walking tank. Their every shot is deadly accurate, blasting through weak spots in their victims' armour to send even the mightiest foes crashing to the ground. Meanwhile, in close combat, they fight with a natural flair, little dimmed by their great age, striking down their enemies with frightening ease. The slab-armoured ironclad dreadnought is a hammer with which to crush the foes of the chapter, unstoppable on the charge and impossible to bring down with all but the heaviest of weapons. The ironclad is a mobile battering ram and a devastating line breaker. Where the enemy mass in fortified positions, ironclads are set loose to bring their walls crashing down upon them. Piloted by the most belligerent of the chapter's fallen heroes, ironclad dreadnoughts eschew all but the closest ranged firepower, instead mounting a devastating array of close combat weaponry with which to smash through enemy barricades and tear off bunker doors. Living foes fare no better, and even the largest tyrannid biohorror or demonic fiend can be laid low by a single thunderous blow from an ironclad's chain fist or seismic hammer.